Sometimes the deepest heartbreak doesn't come with yelling or chaos. It arrives in the quietest moment, when the person you love most reveals just how little they value you. That's exactly what happened the night my wife looked me in the eye and shattered everything I thought we had. When my wife casually mentioned she was planning a getaway with her so-called work husband, I froze in place, unable to respond at first. She delivered the news with such certainty, as if I had no right to question her. My first thought was that she must be joking. But the steady, unapologetic look in her eyes told me otherwise. A heavy weight settled in my chest, and for the first time in years, I felt an unfamiliar distance from her. I asked why she believed I would ever be fine with such an arrangement. She gave a careless shrug and replied, "It's not a big deal. We're just colleagues. He understands me in ways you don't." That sentence cut through me like a blade. For years, I had worked tirelessly to build a stable home and strong marriage, only to realize that she valued another man's company over mine. As she continued talking, her voice became a meaningless hum. The truth had already struck me. The woman I once believed respected me no longer did. If she had, she would never have humiliated me so openly. This wasn't just about a trip. It was a clear sign that our marriage had been fractured for longer than I realized. Instead of shouting or begging, I gave her a faint smile. My calmness unsettled her, and she asked why I wasn't angry. With steady composure, I said, "This is actually the right time to end our marriage." Her face went pale. She had expected tears, yelling, or arguments, anything but quiet certainty. Nervously laughing, she asked if I was serious. I assured her that I had never been more certain in my life. I told her she was free to take her trip, but when she returned, she would not find me as her husband. If she wished to treat another man like a partner, she was welcome to, but not while married to me. Her earlier confidence quickly faded. Unease crept into her expression as she stammered excuses, insisting I had misunderstood, but I had heard enough excuses in my life to know when someone was covering the truth. I refused to let her diminish me further. In the days that followed, she tried to reverse her story, saying the trip was harmless and that their relationship was strictly professional. But if that were true, she wouldn't have hidden details or spoken of him in ways that crossed boundaries. My instincts told me there was more, and I trusted them. The next week, I met with a lawyer. He listened carefully and assured me I was making the right decision. For the first time in years, I felt calm, not because I didn't care, but because I was taking back my self-respect. I wasn't acting from raw emotion. I was finally acting with clarity. When I informed my wife that I had already filed for divorce, she broke down crying. She begged me to reconsider, claiming she never thought I would truly leave. Her tears weren't for love lost. They were for the comfort and security I had always given her. I reminded her of her own words that this man understood her in ways I supposedly never could. I told her to lean on him now since she had already chosen him. Watching her struggle with the consequences of her choices was both painful and liberating. For once, the power was mine. The trip never happened. She cancelled it, likely realizing what it had cost her, but it no longer mattered. The damage was irreversible. Trust, once broken, cannot be restored by empty apologies. I had given years of loyalty, and she had taken it for granted. As the divorce process moved forward, I felt lighter. The journey wasn't without pain. Memories of our better days still surfaced, but the recollection of her betrayal kept me grounded. The way she had so casually dismissed my feelings for another man's validation was enough to remind me why I had to walk away. In the end, she learned a harsh truth. You cannot have both. A devoted husband at home and a work husband on the side. Choices have consequences. As for me, I left with my dignity intact. I was ready to start over, to build a future where respect wasn't an afterthought, but the foundation of love. Sometimes the strongest response isn't anger or confrontation. It's the quiet resolve to move forward without looking back. Betrayal may wound, but survival defines you. That night, I stopped being the man she could belittle and became the man who reclaimed his worth. And from that moment on, I promised myself one thing: never again would I settle for anything less than respect.